In this video, we are going to go over how to write an equation in point-slope form for a line that passes through a point and has a given slope. It's one of the basic first exercises you'll be exposed to in a math class in Algebra 1 or maybe in a review part in Algebra 2 when dealing with point-slope form. So remember that point-slope form is y minus y1 equals to m times x minus x1. Okay, so now when dealing with that, what we need to remember is that all we have to do is use this template in the information we're given, and from there we'll be able to rock and roll with the needed equation. Basically, we're going to create our equation out of the information we have, and before we know it, we'll have a great answer. So it says, write an equation in point-slope form for the line that passes through the given point with the given slope. Well, if I have a point of -2, 3 and a slope of -5, first thing I know is slope is m, so that goes in here. Then what I also know is that this is x1 and this is y1, and if you're a little confused on that, check out my first video on point-slope form and why and how it works. So these are the points that are going to go into the respective spots. So y minus y1 will be y minus 3. And then x minus x1 will be x minus a -2. And we can simplify the x's. We'll have y minus 3 is equal to -5 times x plus 2. Now in this problem, I'm going to go over how to convert into slope-intercept form, just in case you're asked to do that in your math studies. So this is the point-slope form of the equation of the line. We're done at that point. We'll go over in later videos how to graph that, which is pretty sweet. Now from here, if I needed to convert to slope-intercept form, you should have slope-intercept form in your mind because that's our targeted goal. That's what we want this thing to look like. To get there, we have to solve for y. So we'll get y alone. We're going to distribute -5. So that's going to be -5x minus 10. -5 times 2 is -10. And we still have y minus 3. We're still not quite in this format, but we're getting there. So to get here, I need to add 3 to both sides. And we do that. +3 plus 3. And we end up with y equals -5x minus 7. Nice. So it's not about memorizing the steps you have to do. It's about saying, I understand this first template, and basically putting the information in the respective spots that it belongs. And then for slope-intercept form, it's about saying, this is my goal. How do I get there? And making the algebra happen. All right, I'm going to go over one more example. We're not going to convert it into slope-intercept form, just an example where we have a fraction for slope and how we make that into point-slope form. So again, I start out with either this in my head or writing out the template for point-slope form. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I've got my x and my y values right here, and I've got my slope. So I'm going to insert that information into my template. So I have y minus 4, that's y1, is equal to m, which is 3/4, times x minus x1, which is just 1. And then you're done. So get comfortable with it, practice it, but understand that it's about first writing out your template. I think that the student that writes this out, rather than holds it in their head first and takes that extra 3-4 seconds, will 1, memorize this quicker, 2, understand it a little bit better, and 3, make this into an easier problem where you're just inserting corresponding information into the spots, well, that they're called, M and X1 and Y1. It's not too bad. Go rock some practice.